Welcome to the campaign of fear. Fear, an emotion hardwired into our souls for our survival or safety. This is true. But fear exists extent of us. It came into being when the first creature took breath and lives long beyond us. A myriad shade that swept the astral plane and finds form in countless protrusions into the material plane, dangerous avatars of this extra plane of power that threaten the citizens. These protrusions have been investigated, recorded, and in some cases contained by those of the Lysander Institute, a clandestine organization that works outside of the law, on the request of citizens of the material plane. Not officially recognized, their acts and research are often done in secrecy. Here we have documented the results of some of the Institute's field research. Welcome to episode 1. You have been given a simple brief. You are to go to the Arcbridge Gallery of Fine Arts. There you are supposed to meet with Cod Galesworn, a hobgoblin night duty guard at the museum there. And there you are to find out more about the report he has given to the Institute. So let's see. Who have we got going there? We're going to go in a little left loop around based on my screen. So let's start off with Stephen.
So, you meet a human rogue who's wearing the standard roguey gear of a leather black trench coat, black hair, dark eyes, and he's just a very passive demeanor. He's an intelligent person, but not very wise, and has absolutely no charisma, so he cares about nothing that you say. He just does what he wants, for the most part, as long as he's trying to get his, trying to complete the mission or whatever it's trying to do.
And we have a name.
Mixiris.
Okay. Gethin.
Yes, Nardor is also hobgoblin.
You're muted.
Thank you. Nardor is also a hobgoblin. He wears a kind of dark blue doublet and dark grey trousers. He's much more of a think about the problem person than dive right in, but is known to frequent round with people who happen to dive right in and cause him unknown levels of stress. He is a talent, which is a class available from MCDM, which uses psionics and telekinesis. So that's going to be cool to play. Yeah.
And finally, Bryn.
You see another human. This guy is kind of similar to the rogue, as it were, but a bit less dark. His gear is much more warm brown leather. He appears to have some form of armoured kind of coat on, although you can only notice it from looking quite closely. He's bearded and kind of shortish, combed over hair. I'm playing a cleric fighter, and he goes by Albert Horsen, sorry, Horsen. And one thing you will notice if you look closely is that his jacket is undone, with another cloak, another thing underneath. But he seems to have a bandolier across his chest diagonally, with what look to be 7 handles coming out of it.
Okay. So, as you all begin to make your way towards the great Arcbridge Gallery of Fine Arts, you come to the western entrance of this truly colossal building. taking up the majority of a city block. This is a very large, very ornate, very well-known building that takes in artistic pieces and sculptures from all over the plane. As you come towards it in the sort of late evening when you've been asked to meet by the security guard in question, where he comes on shift, you get to the entrance and the doors are held locked, closed by a heavy iron chain that wraps around the handle.
Are we expecting them to be locked? Are they not expecting us?
You're quite used to sort of turning up and people sort of trying to go about their business as much as possible without you all sort of intruding and bringing the spooky things to light.
Cool.
I've got some Thieves Tools. Can I pick the lock?
Yeah, roll sleight of
I'm
hand
assuming there's no one else around.
Yep.
I'll give
Roll
a
a
quick.
Thieves
I'll
Tools
give a
check.
quick check to make sure no one's watching us break in.
Give me perception or investigation.
I'll take investigation.
Guidance.
Ooh, that's a 15.
As I spot him kind of looking around, I kind of do a little bit of a hand gesture, and you'll see like a rune appear in like a soft golden light to give him the guidance.
So what was that roll, Gethin?
15.
15. And Stephen?
I rolled a 6 initially, but I'm trying to work out how Thieves
Dex.
Tools work.
Dex plus proficiency bonus.
I've taken the expertise thing, so it's
In
So-
Thieves Tools, so
bonus
it's double
twice?
proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
So 4
So
plus your Dex.
11 total.
Okay. So, as Maxera sort of kneels down, takes out his little roll of tools and begins working away at this lock. Nardal, you're sort of looking around, trying to keep an eye on things. You see people sort of scurrying about their business, sort of, just people sort of enjoying the evening in the city. Nobody really pays you all that much mind. You do notice sort of a couple of people look your way, sort of, should I be concerned about this sort of citizen way? A couple of them do sort of stop and like hang around by the bottom of the stairs, looking up at you. You're a little concerned.
Give me a second. Karen. Don't worry, official business. They happen to lock us out, that's all.
Roll a deception check for me.
Sure, this is gonna go well. That's a 1.
Well, my guidance is doing jack.
Guidance you have to recast.
Yeah, but you've used it, so anytime I see you trying to do something useful, I'm just going to cast it.
Anyway, I rolled a 2 minus 1, so
You raise your hand, you're sort of saying imperiously, like, "Oh, it's fine. We've just been locked out." At about the same time that somebody from the other side of the door starts shining a small crystal through, like behind you. The people at the bottom look nervous. One of them sort of goes and sort of like they're trying to find somebody to call, like a guard to like make aware. But it's at this time that Maxeris, as you're knelt down, you hear the sound of like a door being unlocked off the side, and it opens to reveal an older and slightly squat and sort of podgy hobgoblin. His sort of black hair has been pulled up into a top knot, but it's beginning to thin a bit, and there's little bits of sort of the red scalp showing through. He just sort of looks over to you all like, "Hey, what's going on here then?" And the little crowd of people towards the bottom one goes, "They were trying to break in the lock. They were trying to open the door."
hi.
We're here from the Institute.
The Institute. You're gonna have to be a bit more specific there, mate.
The Lysander Institute.
You see, as you say this, his face goes a much lighter shade of red as the colour drains out of it.
I presume you're the person we're coming here to speak to.
Oh, yes, yes, come in on your official business, he says, opening the door, trying to
See,
put
told
people
you.
calm again.
And,
I'll reset anything I've done to the lock if I've opened it up or anything. I'll just sort of like set it back
Mhm.
and then follow in.
Yep, you sort of make sure the lock is, like, all the tumblers are back where they're meant to be, that it is still very much locked, before you head in. Inside, it is very large in this sort of opening space. It's this, like, grand entrance hall with two long sweeping marble staircases that climb up to the next level, and a small sort of little, like, coat check sort of place to one side, a small sort of gift shop to the other. But this hobgoblin sort of leads you in. He like draws you in further and further. He sort of tries to move
are
out
you
of sight of the people at the door.
taking us somewhere in particular, or?
Just over to the office. I don't really want to talk about this where people can see.
Okay then, very well.
He sort of leads you off, sort of beneath the staircases and round a corner, to a sort of small unlabeled door, which he opens with a small key from his wrist. And inside is a sort of fairly standard sort of guard room setup. There's a desk. There's like a scrying, like a series of like small like scrying mirrors set about the walls, which are sort of displaying occasional visions of bits of the like museum.
I'm going to assume one of them is showing the front gate where we just tried to break in.
One of them is showing the front gate where you just tried to break in.
Oh,
He sort of like takes off his like little like guard hat and like runs his hand through his head, trying to smooth it down. Like, right, so you're here about the report, yeah?
Yeah.
indeed.
Okay, so what do you need to know?
Well, I suppose everything. What did you see? What was it? Can you describe whatever you found, or?
He sort of like he breathes out quite heavily and sort of flumps down into a chair behind one of these, like behind one of the desks. Sort of indicates to you all to take a seat. There aren't any other chairs.
I will take a seat.
Yeah.
Right, so there was like, okay, so I work nights here, right? It's it's good money, it's honest work, it's okay. But we got a new sculpture in a couple of weeks back. It's up in room 212. But ever since it like came in, stuff started getting weird at night. Like the scrying pools have been having problems. Our little communication stones that haven't been working properly. There's all sort of magical background, I guess, that just seems to be sort of filling in and making noise when we try to speak. Our pools here have been like picking up. It looks like people are moving around out there. Like, we can't see anybody, but there's like shadows and stuff. Nothing's been stolen, and we've gone out to like look and like see if it's just kids messing about. Like, but there's no one there. There's never anyone there. At least, I thought maybe it was just sort of getting to us. It's a bit spooky here, but 2 nights ago, my partner went to go check one of these out. Same as we normally do. But since then, he's just gone. I haven't heard from him. His speaking stone doesn't connect, I guess.
Am I to understand these events? Do they happen all the time, or just at night?
Just at night.
Why haven't you gotten rid of the statue?
I'm just a security guard, mate. I've got no decision over what gets, like, put in here. I'm just here to make sure it all stays in here and doesn't get stolen. I don't get to choose what goes on exhibit.
What room did your guard friend go into? Where was
Well-
he headed when he disappeared?
Last I heard, he'd gone to room 212 to, like, check everything out. And then he said he'd be moving up to room 337, where I saw one of these, like, shapes moving about on the stones, and he said he was going there, and then it all went quiet.
So he went missing on his way to room 337.
Yes.
Well, I suppose.
Room 221. Did he tell you he had left, or did he tell you he was going in?
He told me he was leaving. That he'd been to 212 and there was no one in there. So he's going to go on up to 337.
Excuse me.
So, I suppose, do we head... I would logically suggest we head to room 337, since that is where the man disappeared. We can always circle back to 212.
Well, that's where he was heading, not necessarily that he disappeared. Based on the fact that all of this seems to have started when this artifact or exhibit was brought into 221, that may be the better place to start and move out from there.
212, but yes.
Two.
I suppose we could at least retrace his steps.
That makes sense. Find the stairs he was going to go up if we head that way.
Do you have any other of these communication crystals? It may be useful for us to stay in contact with you as we head through.
Yeah, I've got one around here. Hang on, and he sort of goes and like moves like papers out the way and like junk food wrappers until he like finds one of these crystals about sort of yay big.
Appreciate
You just hold that and you say my name and it'll like.
And what was your name again?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm Cod.
Cod.
Yeah, with a K.
I'll make sure to remember that.
Albert, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I'm Nardor.
I'm Mixerus.
Mixerus, Nardor, Albert. Okay.
Excellent. Well, I suppose point us in the direction and stay here.
You might need some sort of like lights because I can't turn on the lights in the whole museum. No one's meant to know about this.
Have you got torches you can give us?
Yeah, I've got some. Let me have another look. And he like goes and this time sort of goes to a cabinet and brings out a few torches and lights them for you. So you've got a torch each.
Thank you. That's appreciated.
Yeah, just help me find Kevin.
Kevan.
He's a young dwarf, about this high. Black hair, beard.
Well, hopefully this is all a misunderstanding and he turns up and we can go home. But if not, we are very good at figuring out what goes on.
Yeah, okay.
Well, fellows, are we ready?
As well.
Ready?
Wonderful. Onwards then. Which way to room 212? Stairs?
Up the stairs. It's on that floor. You go up the stairs in the entrance. You go like round to the right as you come up the stairs, and it's down. It's like a little room down at the other end of that wing. You won't miss it. You'll know it.
Excellent. Stay here.
And 337 is the floor above.
Yeah, the floor above that one's on the 337. Hang on.
Is that one on the left or the right?
It's on the left.
Cool. Think we can figure that out.
Right, so you head out into the gallery and begin to make your way up the stairs, I presume.
Yes. I will briefly just mentally focus and kind of hold my chest and just take a look around for any odd-looking doorways, where there's any creatures around or anything like that. Just
Okay.
while scouting.
Yeah, make a perception check for me.
Cool. I'm using the Sharpened Senses First Order ability, which gives me advantage to do this.
Mm-hmm.
That is... Ooh! A total of 19. There may not be anything, but...
So you draw on the psionic power that has suffused you throughout your life. As you feel it sort of rush into the eyes, a slight burning behind them that seems to sort of prickle. And you look around and your sort of vision cuts through the dark momentarily. You don't see any person, any sort of strange door, any sort of weird miasma or anything.
Well, looks okay for now, at least. Let's try the floor up. And begin heading up the stairs.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you head up the stairs to the second floor. It's all American system over here for some reason. All the American numbering systems.
Exterius, do you want to take the lead?
Sure. Yes.
I believe it was to the right.
It was. Or 212.
Yes.
Are we at the hallway now? What can I see down?
As you sort of get up to the top of that sort of first flight of stairs, you come out into another sort of small atrium. There's a sort of balcony level around to your right as you exit the stairs. Straight ahead is sort of a gallery going onwards about 100 or so feet. It's a sort of fairly big area. It seems to be displaying various paintings and sort of similar works of art by a sort of fairly well-known artist. But you see a sort of small sign on the wall saying, exhibition rooms 200 to 215 this way.
Okay, I'll head down that corridor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's a fairly sort of winding path through. Clearly, this museum sort of knows how to make sure you get your money's worth out of your admission. That it sort of takes you on a trail around through the various exhibits. There are things that you sort of expect to see. There's more sort of paintings and artwork. There's some sort of ancient weaponry and bits that have been sort of found and pieced together over time. And as you sort of continue your way on through these various exhibits, you come to a point where you're in a room that says it's room 213. It's this sort of series of plinths, each holding a ritualistic mask of some description.
So you can go through room 212.
Now you've, as you're sort of standing there, there's a small sort of entrance door. 212 is a surprisingly small, almost sort of offshoot room from this one.
So you enter through 213 to head to 212 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Weird layout, but here it is.
Very.
Did you say the door was closed?
The door is closed to 212.
Can I try open it?
While he's doing that,
yeah.
I'll take a look at the masks.
Yep.
I was going to that. Looking at the masks.
Okay. So make a quick. We'll make this history or arcana.
goes
Add
the
and
same.
spotlights on. Does not matter.
That is a 22. These dice are
So was an 8. So Albert, as you look at these sort of collections of masks, in the sort of flickering light of your torch and under the sort of vague white, sort of white-blue moonlight that filters in from the skylights above, there is something very eerie about them and the way that, like, the light is flickering across them. It's a sort of stylized, like, demonic face with two, like, glass, large, like, orb-shaped glass eyes. It's just very off-putting. Nardor, you recognize tell of these sort of masks. These are they were dug up in a sort of archaeological dig about a year or so ago. You were sort of keeping an eye on it because you thought these look pretty creepy. It's quite likely we might be called in to like have a look at this this sort of dig site when something inevitably goes wrong and spooky. But surprisingly, it didn't. It just seems they are very weird, slightly creepy masks.
I'm very rarely wrong when it comes to my hunches. I still don't trust them. How's the door coming?
So, Maxirus, you go to open the door and you find that it is locked.
Why would it be locked if we're trying to investigate it? I'll try and open it again
Was in
That's a good
with
point.
these tools.
Roll a Thieves Tools.
While he's doing that, Card? Card? You there, Card?
Yeah, it's Cod here. Hello. Which one is this?
What? Oh, this is Nardor.
Nardor.
Is there a reason that room 212 is locked? Is that you're doing, the owner of the exhibit?
They shouldn't be. They're not usually locked. I
Exact-
don't remember doing it.
Exactly what I didn't want to hear. Thank you very much.
I haven't done my rounds yet though, so it might have been closed by maintenance maybe.
Put it back in the pocket. Be prepared.
Okay. I rolled a 13 for 18 total.
Okay, so
Is your
this look
dex
is a little bit
modifier
nice
plus
to
one?
you.
Is your dex modifier plus 1?
Yeah,
What kind of rogue are you?
dumb one.
He's the stabby rogue, not the shooty rogue.
So this lock goes much nicer for you. You sort of like kneel down, and it's not that secure a lock. It's not like once you're inside the building, it's sort of assumed that these are more sort of partition doors rather than like solid lock it all down sort of style. So you're there working away for a little bit, and you get that satisfactory little click of a job well done. The door is unlocked.
Something tells me it shouldn't be closed and locked, so I'm going to draw my sword before pushing it open.
Okay. You all open the door quietly and carefully. And inside you see not very much. In sort of towards the center of the room, slightly off center, is a plinth raised up to about waist height. And on it, sitting on a stand, is a sculpture. The only one kept in this room. It's a sort of hammer-faceted brass orb, roughly the size of a bowling ball, that sits on its small stand.
Weird. What is there? Just nothing else in the room, or is it like?
You take a quick look around, and it seems that this is the only sort of art piece that has been put up in this room.
Okay.
Like, there are clearly spaces where things have been before. There's sort of slight discoloration in the walls in places. That you can tell from your sort of flickering torchlight.
Oh, there's nothing here. I'm gonna sort of push in further and step into the room.
Seeing him having been able to enter the room, I'll follow suit to take a look in the room.
What's everybody's passive perception for me?
11.
14.
One more time. One at a time.
Stephen.
14.
15. Jesus.
11.
Sorry, Jesus.
Okay. So yeah, you again sort of push open the door and head your way in. Sort of push the partition door all the way back so it stays open. And yeah, as you sort of move around, there's just this orb sitting slightly out of the light from the skylight above.
So it's... Can I take a closer look to see whether it should be in the perfect spot? Kind of like, it's off-center, it's not under the light. Is it intentionally not there? Because it feels like a place like this should know better on placement.
Make an investigation check for me.
I should use these dice all the time. They're the only dice that let me roll well as a player. 22.
Okay. Do hobgoblins have dark vision?
Yes, 60 foot.
Okay. So yeah, despite the sort of spluttering torchlight and the general gloom of this room, despite the sort of fairly small skylight above, you sort of come in and kneel down. You see that where this plinth is standing, you see a small sort of line of slightly discoloured floor. It seems this was standing previously and has been shifted over slightly.
This thing's been moved.
It's not troubling in any way, shape, or form.
Is there any clear, like, I don't know, handles in the floor or anything that it might have been covering or might have uncovered?
You sort of have a look around. There doesn't seem to be any like clear indications of like handles or doorways.
Odd. I'll poke it with my sword, the actual statue. I don't want to touch it with my hand yet, but I'll poke it.
You take your sword and you just very gently just like poke the orb. It rings slightly with a sort of brassy, like slightly high-pitched, keening whine, just a slight bing that seems to linger on for a bit in the dark.
Does it feel like it's
Fades
been
away.
too long?
It's difficult to say. You've not really struck that many brass orbs with things in the past. But in the quiet of this room and with the sort of hard walls and floor, this ring does seem to go on for quite a long time.
Okay.
Are there any... Is it just a plain brass orb? Is there a plaque, anything saying what it is? Any additional information? Any markings on it?
The orb is sort of like hammer faceted. It's like filled with these like small little divots that sort of cover its surface. And there is a small brass plaque that sits beneath on one side, which merely reads, "The Eye of the Eye in the Darkness, donated by an anonymous benefactor."
The Eye of the Eye in the Darkness.
The Eye of the Darkness. I just stuttered.
I don't know. Could have been the Eye of the Darkness. Maybe the Eye of the Darkness was a title.
There is definitely a piece of art in the world called the Eye of the Darkness. It is a proper pretentious art name somewhere. So... someone has been in here and moved that. We know this.
We do.
But also it was locked. So that implies someone had a key. And if weird things are only happening at night, it's possible it was one of the guards?
Oh, I suspect it's slightly unlikely to be the remaining guard. Although, if he hasn't done his round yet, it could have been one of the day staff who locked it.
He did say one of the maintenance crew might have done it.
Is there anything else we could discover in here? Is there any other ways out of this room? Other than is it just the skylight and the door? Is there a window or something like that?
There just seems to be the skylight and the door. The room 212 is like slightly into the building.
So it's not...
Room 213 had a window outside, but room 212 is like a small cabinet exhibition, you might call it.
And it's just this all. There's nothing else in the room.
Make an investigation check for me.
Cool. Guidance?
Guidance.
Well, that one better. Investigation, yeah?
Yep.
15.
15.
16.
16. Okay. So as you're sort of walking about the edge of this room, like just having a look down towards the ground, seeing if there's any sort of seams or hidden doorways, any like part of the wall where the flame of your torch flickers from a slight wind, your foot kicks something that skitters across the surface of the ground. You catch up to it fairly easily. It doesn't go too far. To find that it is a small speaking stone, similar to the one given to you by Cod.
Does it look damaged at all in any way compared to the one we've got?
It looks a little rough around the edges, but less like it's been purposefully broken and more like it's just not been taken care of.
Like
Where
it's...
has it noticed this during the day?
Like it's
Didn't
worn and older than the one we have?
It looks like an older model, yes.
When did he say we went missing again?
A
I'm
few
going
days
to pick
ago?
it up and walk out
Few
of
days.
the room.
What was that? Sorry.
I'm going to pick up the sentence stone, walk out of the room to the opposite end of 213,
Mm-hmm.
and then hold it, and then just go, Nardor, can you hear me?
Nardal, the stone crackles to life with the voice of Albert.
Yeah. Seems to be working fine. Do you think this can open up a three-way call with Cod?
I haven't a clue. But it's useful that we've got a third.
It's useful we've got...
And I'm just going to slip it into one of my jacket pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Cod. Cod, are you there?
Yeah. Nardal, yeah.
Two questions for you. Firstly, Kivan, he was on the radio on the crystal to you on his way up to 337. Yeah.
No, he said that all was clear in 212, and he was going to go and let me know when he got to 337. Why? Have you found something?
Did he have like the most recent crystal, or was it?
Oh no, he was not a wealthy kid. I mean, he was working nights in a museum, you know.
Very well. That's okay. Thank you. Well, so it looks like whatever happened to him happened here then.
Makes sense.
He never made it to 337. But what happened if he checked this room and then was it
Either
disappeared?
he dropped it here and was taken, or he never left the room.
That might explain why it was locked.
Why would he lock himself in to check the room?
I don't know. Did Cod say how long it had been since Kavan had been missing? It's a couple of days?
2 days.
2 days.
2 nights.
Hey, Cod, sorry to bother you again.
Yeah.
Did you check room 212 last night?
No, I don't usually go that way. It freaks me out, if I'm honest.
So it's possible this room hasn't been unlocked since then.
Why? What's going on? I can only see past the doorway. My scrying stone's above the doorway. I can't see the door.
We believe we've found Kavan's stone inside room 212.
But not Kavan.
Sadly, no.
Oh God.
We are still investigating. Just continue with your standard duties. Okay, he's gonna be of very little help if he starts panicking.
You've worked that out now.
I mean, most people aren't useful when they start panicking, but this particular person feels like he's gonna panic any minute when you mention the dwarf. Okay. If he's not in the room, but he disappeared in the room, and the room we can assume has been locked since then, Kavan would have had keys, so whoever took him, or whatever took him, locked the door behind him? Which means
Makes sense.
should still be in the room? I'm going to take a closer look at the orb.
Okay. What are you sort of doing to investigate this orb?
Oh, fuck it. Let's push the button. I will recklessly kind of just start tracing my hands over it to feel the bumps to see whether there's a pattern in the bumps or something like that could be construed as language or something to that effect.
Okay. Yeah.
Assuming there isn't an electric field around it or anything that's going to fry me.
No, you sort of reach out and it feels sort of cool to the touch. It sort of tingles slightly against your skin as you sort of work your way around it. Make me an investigation roll.
Thank you for the guidance. 22.
Okay, so yeah, as you're sort of working your way around, you're looking for sort of any sort of inscribing or anything. The tip of one of your fingers sort of traces along one of these facets and finds a line. Slight sort of divot where it doesn't quite seem to match up. And it's as you sort of come to this and draw your attention to it that you turn as that facet opens and a yellow eye stares at you.
Nope.
And closes again.
What did you see?
Okay. Now know why it's called the Eye of Darkness. It's an eye.
Did I feel anything when it did that?
As in spiritually, religiously?
Arcanary, spiritually, anything?
No, you don't really have any sort of divine sense or anything like that. It's more that you just sort of saw, you come back into the room, see Nadard tracing this. He's sort of standing in the way of whatever it is that's going on, but he suddenly leaps back in surprise and shock.
Okay. I don't like that. Don't like that.
Don't like what?
It's a giant eye. It's an eye. There was a line on it, and then a yellow eye opened up. Just come here, both of you.
Come over. See what he's talking about.
And I will attempt to recreate what happened.
You reach out and you place your hand along the skin, you run it along that same line. But it doesn't open. If anything, that line seems smoother now than before.
Look, I promise this line opened, and an eye looked back.
Dong! A sudden echoing ring bursts from that orb and echoes around the room.
I was going to say you're seeing things, but I'm hearing things.
Yeah.
You heard that, right?
Cool. I'm not totally insane. I spin around the room.
You spin around the room. You see nothing. Just the regular darkness. The sputtering of your friend's torches.
Can I put my torch up to the orb?
Yeah, you put your torch up to the orb and the light plays across the surface and sort of moves its way about, but it doesn't seem to react in any way. It doesn't seem to make a move or try to escape you in any way.
Is the door
Okay.
still open?
Nadar,
Yes.
as you're looking around the room, you begin to hear a small voice. You can hear like a strange whispering. It sounds like Viserys saying, "Okay, well, I don't. It's not. The torch isn't doing anything, so I guess it's nothing going on there."
Guys? Gents,
Yeah?
you still here? Look back round to them.
Yeah, you turn around, you look at the two of them. In
So-
your
It just sounded like you were whispering. It was weird.
You hear a whisper in your head, this time in Albert's voice, saying, "Of course we're here. Where else would we have gone?"
Did you? I mean, yes, you wouldn't have gone anywhere. I was looking at the door, but, you know, we deal with weird things.
Are there any torches? Unlit torches in this room?
No, the majority of the museum buildings are powered by arcane crystals.
Yeah, I have a feeling that'll be the case.
But
Is the door still open? To 213.
yeah, the door is still open there. It still stands open.
I'll go look through that door and check on the masks that I still don't trust.
You go back and you check on the masks. They're all gone.
Fuck it! I knew it! I knew it! Said to not trust them. I said to not trust the masks. This is all the fucking masks. I told you.
I have a strange feeling. Do we hear any of Nardor doing this?
You can hear Nardor sort of going about. He's
Okay.
he's making a fuss. But Nardor,
If
from the other room, you hear in Moxera's voice again. Can we, okay, are we hearing the same thing he's hearing?
Like, from 213, I'm hearing that.
You're hearing that as if Moxeris is whispering in your ear.
If I look out of the room but stay in 212, are the masks gone as well?
Masks are gone as well.
No.
Okay, you're right. It was the mask. But
My hunches are always right.
where have they gone?
That I don't have an answer for.
Were the masks there when I walked to the opposite side of that room?
Yes. They were there when you walked back in.
So it was that dong that moved them,
Possibly.
right?
The dong did something, we just don't know what.
Tell you what. In the absence of knowledge, repeat the experiment. So, someone go touch the orb, and someone stay here and watch if the masks come back.
Well,
You
seeing
touch it.
you did the orb last time, you have to do that bit.
Valid scientific principles, I suppose.
So I'm going to stay in the doorway of 212, but look out.
Okay, I'll actually go and stand in front of where the masks were directly.
And I will gently caress the orb.
Before your hand even reaches it, Nardor, another loud gonging sound rings through the room, making you jump because you hadn't even touched it yet.
Okay. New parameters. I didn't touch that and that gong went off.
Are the masks back?
Masks are not back.
It didn't work.
Is this thing just a thief? Is this just like an eldritch thief? Like, he does gong and it gets some items and...
Is anything else missing from the second gong?
Make an investigation or perception check for me.
14. 15 investigation.
You look around, you search, and everything seems to be where it was last.
Well, they haven't taken anything else. I don't think.
Okay. Okay. Right. Orb. Tap it.
You tap it, it is cold. It rings slightly at your touch.
Okay. What happens if we try to... Again, I'm sticking with my scientific method. If we try to leave the room, does it kidnap us?
But we haven't been kidnapped. Or have we?
I don't know.
We're still here.
I begin to walk out of 212.
You begin to walk towards the door, and you hear a faint sound like cloth moving.
Do I hear it from in the doorway?
Only very slightly. As Nardor, you feel two cold hands close around the sides of your head, and you are pulled up to the ceiling. You got roll initiative.
Oh, great roll. Great roll. Fantastic. New
Okay,
class for this.
25.
Great start, lads.
When he's 15.
Oh, 15. I rolled a 14.
15 to 10.
13.
11.
Okay. So, as this sort of combat begins, as these two cold hands clasp around the side of Nardor's head, and he is pulled up to the ceiling as if falling. Nardor, you take 14 points of psychic damage,
Ah!
and you are grappled.
How tall did you say the rooms were?
About 30 feet.
Nope, that can't help me here. I have a lot of reaction abilities, but they don't help me right now.
Luxeris, your turn.
I'm assuming I hear him screaming, so I'm going to run in, drawing a dagger in my second hand as well.
Mhm.
What can I see grappling it?
You run in, you see nothing on the floor. You look up,
Woods.
see a figure all in black that seems to be made of made of a darkness. You understand now why the scrying stones were probably having trouble seeing these things, because it's only the shadows that have been seen. Silhouette of a devilish being with long arching horns and long sharp fingers that are currently wrapped around Nardor's head, where black tears are trailing from Nardor's eyes and ears. The only thing that gives this any sort of feeling of depth are two large yellow orbs in the face, or where the face should be, that are currently staring at Nardor.
Can I throw my dagger at those glowing yellow eyes?
Roll an attack for me. It's 30 feet, so it is disadvantage for your dagger.
Damn it.
Dagger's short range, really that short? I don't
Yeah, it's
throw,
20 and 60 for dagger.
2060.
I don't
yeah.
throw daggers very often.
23
That hits.
disadvantage. Cool. Damage is really low. 1d4 plus 3.
No, because it's disadvantage, he doesn't get sneak attack. Never mind.
6 damage.
6 points of damage. So yeah, you might look up at this horrible sight, rear back and fling a dagger up towards it, which buries itself in the creature's side. It screams without a mouth. While sort of looking at Nardor still.
At least it hurts. We can hurt it.
Albert.
With a quick fuck, you see me open up one of the pouches on my bandolier and draw out a slightly smaller than a fist-sized bell. And then you just see me ring it, and you just hear the echo kind of roll out from it for Toll the Dead.
Lovely.
To everyone else who's hearing it, it kind of makes you feel slightly lethargic, like it's almost wanting to put you to sleep. But for the thing, hopefully it does something. I've only got DC 13.
It is
Level 4.
not terribly worse. Roll your damage for me.
Okay, it hasn't taken any damage, so it's a D8.
It has taken damage. It literally just took damage.
Oh, it did. It's D12.
Stephen, you just insulted your knives. That doesn't count as damage, does it?
10.
10.
I didn't realise thrown weapons were so short range, 20 feet.
Yeah.
Get sharpshooter.
That's why if you get it, you always end up taking sharpshooter just so you have range.
Yeah.
This gonging sound sort of rings out, and while Nardor, you feel like a slight call to sleep as this thing stares at you, picking apart your, like, it seems to be prizing open your mind as you look at it.
Get out
You hear
of
it
my
screech and retract slightly. But it is... I'm going to give it a concentration check for holding on to you.
Oh, that's very kind.
It passes.
Yeah,
It's
fair
still holding on. Nardor, you are currently grappled,
Right.
and you are frightened.
And I'm frightened.
You are frightened.
Okay, that's fine. I am going to yeah, let's do something cool. I'm just gonna, like, in the face of it, I'm frightened, but I'm just gonna think, and like against the force of it, just try and like tense my muscles inwards as it then feels a kinetic force kind of begin to crush in around it. I need to roll a d4 to see whether this goes off. That is a 2, which means I take a point of strain because I met the order. You see like a bit of blood just come out of Nardor's nose while focusing, and I need the creature to make a strength saving throw, please.
23.
That's quite a high modifier, so I'm not going to make it re-roll. It still takes 2d8 halved. 7 points of force damage.
Lovely.
But
As you're there looking at this thing, it is looking back at you. You feel this. You feel your telekinetic force reach around and crush at the sides of it, but it pushes back against it. Anything else?
Yeah, I will do, and like from that like pain being there and the sharp realization that I shouldn't be falling asleep, I will use my bonus action to use sharpen senses, allowing me to just do a perception check with advantage to detect hidden creatures to see if there's any more in the room. Is what I want to do, because it's like a cantrip bonus action thing. That is an 18 to check if there's any others in the room.
Okay. You do not see any others in the room.
I think it's the only one. Get me out of here.
At the end of your turn, you take 7 points of psychic damage.
I am nearly unconscious.
As you like look back at this thing, and its eyes are just burning through you. It's its turn.
I'm about to die, y'all.
It begins to like shuffle away towards the wall, carrying Nardor with it. And as it
blood
gets
drops
the wall,
hitting the carpet.
as it gets the wall, it moves through and leaves Nardor behind. Nardor falls to the ground and takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Immediately falls unconscious.
I realise I don't have any way to heal him. That's
good,
all.
Good thing there's a cleric.
Yep.
And there's an entire reason why I didn't heal him last turn.
Yeah.
Grave cleric. Is that the end of combat?
It's certainly the end of the creature's turn.
Okay, end of creature's turn. Still going. Staying in initiative in case I die.
Yep.
So
My turn next?
It's your turn
Okay.
next. So
I'll just turn to Albert and go, "You got him?"
Yeah.
And
As usual.
try and follow it out the room.
okay. Make a perception check for me at disadvantage because it's in the dark and you only have a torch.
I did love the as per usual, like this has happened before.
That was a nat one.
It's definitely happened before.
You run around and in your slight panic, this went south really quickly, but also it's kind of business time. But you don't see anything. You're
Okay.
sort of searching around looking at the ceiling, but you can't see any sign of anything moving.
I've lost it, and I will end my turn.
Albert.
Cool. With my bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word. So Gething gets back 7 HP. Straight off. Don't need to roll. Love it.
Grave cleric, y'all.
Then I'm going to go into the room and have a look around and see what I can see with disadvantage.
Yep.
Okay, even with disadvantage, for perception, that is 24.
You see this thing crouched in the corner of the room. It is looking down at Muxeris, and it's almost in a sprinter's position, like it's about to leap, like it's about to start running.
See me go ring the bell again.
Can I just,
Okay.
for my own clarity, what room is it in?
213.
213.
It's in 213. Thank you.
It basically went through that wall.
Yeah, I'm with you now.
That is only an 11. I'll
Alright.
go down.
Sure, roll a 23 for my save, but
It only takes 3.
I mean, yours is a strength save.
I was hoping it was incorporeal and therefore had no strength. I should have realised it grappled me quite easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You you get out, you see it, and you ring the bell, pointing at it. You see as that sort of
I
wave
kind of
of.
stop and slip slightly so the ring doesn't go off as true as I was
It
wanting.
doesn't quite go off slightly as you slip slightly on Nardor's blood, and it sort of. Ding! You see the creature flinch slightly before turning back and fixing its eyes on you and letting out an inhuman screech.
Yeah, fuck off, you great thing.
Nardor, you're alive.
How heavy do I think the sphere is?
It's still on you.
It took me with it through the wall.
Oh wait, sorry, no, I thought you said fear as both thing.
No.
No, you it felt like it was sort of able to pick you up. It didn't feel like it was holding on to the ceiling.
No,
Yeah,
I
it felt
did.
like it was
I
holding
did
on.
mean the brass sphere.
Oh, the sphere. Okay. You have a look at it. It's been ringing. It might be hollow.
Okay,
Probably not
never
too
mind.
heavy.
I will see that they're attacking something in the other room, considering I'm still in 2 and 2. I'll quickly run around the side, see that they're pointing in the direction, and what's in this room? Are there some other objects that aren't the masks around?
There's some paintings and a couple of small statues.
I will telekinetically just reach out a hand to one of the statues and just angrily yeet it across the room towards the creature.
Okay.
Can it make a... Oh no, I need to make an attack roll. That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, cool. That is... 8 points of bludgeoning damage. The thing whacks into it. And then I'm going to move back around the side because I'm bleeding quite badly, and my brain hurts.
You throw this like small stone statue of like a limbless like male torso, and it smashes directly into the face and shatters across it. The eyes blaze in anger.
Actually, what I'll do is I will do the dumb thing and move up to. No, I can't do it. I have 2 low hit points. I'm staying there.
Okay.
Carry on.
It like shakes off the feeling, brings its eyes back over to the one who has caused it the most trouble so far, which is Albert. It takes off at a sprint and leaps downwards, its hands reaching out and coming towards your head. That is a 20 to hit.
Yeah, that
Bryn,
hits.
what's your AC?
17.
I will, just from the side, just like throw out a hand and an invisible barrier will project over Albert, which adds +4 to your AC until the start of my next turn, as I use invisible armor as my subclass.
Nice. So, like, the hands reach out towards you, and Albert, for a moment you're taken aback because you're expecting it to like leap at you, not down at you. And as you sort of like rear back, these hands reaching towards your face, they clatter off suddenly from the shield thrown up, and it falls back up towards the ceiling and runs off through the wall towards the staircase where you came up originally.
Well, that thing fucking defies gravity.
Call it even. Get after it.
That brings us to McService.
Have I seen it run away, or am I still looking for it?
The attention was like called to it, so you're aware, like vaguely where it was. You saw it like come down, swing between you and Albert, and
Okay.
you've heard. You're not entirely sure where it's gone, but you know it's probably still a problem.
I will head off down the hallway looking for it.
Make a deception check at disadvantage for me.
18 this time.
Right. Be stealthy, so give it advantage. Yeah, you see like the figure basically like it is crawling away on all fours, like galloping across the ceiling and away.
God.
I will swap to my bow and follow it.
Okay. You want to try and get a shot off?
If you'll let me, yes.
Yep. You're definitely in range for a bow.
22 to hit.
That hits.
7 damage.
Yeah, you like rear back at this thing, you pull back and you aim and loose your arrow, and it sinks deep into this creature's calf. It seems to like stumble and fall for a second, like falling against the ceiling. Like rolling, crawling back onto, getting back onto all fours again and going on.
Really defies gravity.
Weird. It fell up.
Albert.
Well, I'm going to take off sprinting as well. And get 30 feet. Can I see it?
You get 30 feet, you can see it. It's just about to make it out of the room and into the next.
You piece of shit!
I'm loving just the chasing with a bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
Hey!
It's like an old school fire department where it's like those little wagons that just song with a bell.
It does succeed.
It does succeed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't force it to reroll.
That's all I can do.
Alright, then that brings us to Nardor.
I'll head back out the room. So it's now in like the corridor with the stairs, correct?
It's on its way towards that, yeah.
Does this corridor have like torch sconces in it that are unlit currently?
There aren't sconces. There are these sort of arcane crystals that are currently powered down.
Damn, that won't work then. I have an ability that can light lanterns and stuff. Fine, that won't work. So I will run up to Xerius. As a bonus action, I will give them the help action. As part of my Fey gift as a hobgoblin. And give me and him 1d6 plus 2 temporary hit points. Rolling really well. 8 temporary hit points. I did consider giving you an extra 10 feet of movement speed, but I really need the health. So, and then as an action, it's got a really good strength save. No, I'm going to try it. I'm going to, again, reach out a hand and invisible, like, tendrils try to grab onto it and pull it towards me. I need to roll an order check. I take another point of strain, because I can't roll above a 2 on a d4. Like, the nostril continues to, like, bleed further and is, like, heading down onto the doublet. It needs to make a strength save.
17.
I can't afford to make it reroll right now. Okay, it doesn't do anything. I was tempted to pull it towards me, but...
You sort of like reach out and these.
Oh, I could.
tails-
Sorry, I can move it 5 feet towards me.
Okay. You like reach out these tendrils and they claw and try to reach across this creature's shoulders. It shrugs itself loose, but they manage to grab across the leg and yank it back slightly.
Yeah, pull it back 5
Basically
feet.
tumbling it backwards slightly
Yeah.
before it tries to take off again.
Pretty much all it does is slow its movement a little bit. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. It like skids to a halt and turns back to look towards you all. It crouches and leaps downwards towards the floor, catching onto the ground with its long spindly claws, and pulls itself through and beneath the floor. It seems to have descended the floor beneath you.
Keep moving.
Service.
Fuck, it's below us! And I'll head back to the stairs to chase it.
Okay, you make at a like full run of 60 feet if you're using a bonus action.
Yeah.
You make it about halfway to the stairs.
Okay. That's like all I can do.
Albert?
I just run towards the stairs. How far down is it to leap over the banister? Like, what's the height?
It's a good like 30, 40 feet between levels. Like the ceilings in this place are high.
High ceilings.
How far can I get down the stairs with an action?
You can attempt to slide the banister. I'll give you an athletics or acrobatics check, and I will let you go.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna try.
I'll let you go 30 feet downstairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and slide down the banister.
I mean, you're not quite there yet. I mean, even at a full tilt, McService is about halfway to the stairs.
Well, considering that I can't see the monster or anything, and we know it's down, I'm going to use my action to run as well.
Yeah. So you make your way about halfway to the stairs as well. Within another turn, you'll be at the stairs.
Okay.
You know,
Alright,
if I had another 10 levels, I could fly.
Nardor says, sprinting towards the stairs with the others.
What's that level?
Oh.
Yeah, and if I'd been doing this long, I could have just shot the thing out of the fucking sky. But here I am using a fucking bell.
Nardor, it's your turn.
I'm here for the bell. I'm gonna pull the sending stone out of my pocket and go, God, turn the damn lights on now! And then run as fast as I can.
Okay, I've got to get to the lights room. Back on.
Look where you're going, there's something coming! And what I'll try to do is I'll take my torch and while running, kind of drop it down the stairs so that it lights the ground floor.
When you get there, next turn.
Fair enough.
Okay, the creature takes its turn. Okay. As you are all just full-on sprinting towards the stairs, McService is taking the lead. He is full head down sprinting. Nardor is there screaming into the speaking stone. Oh dear. You see a sudden movement in front of you as Albert has two hands come up from the ground as this creature falls upwards through the floor, grabbing Albert as it goes and up to the ceiling. With a crit. Oh dear.
I hate this thing.
You take 24 points of psychic damage.
Is the cleric down?
You are grappled.
Not yet.
Okay.
You are grappled, and you are frightened.
I'm still frightened, aren't I?
You're still, you're still frightened.
Which means I can't have run towards it at any point. But it keeps moving out of my viewpoint, so I keep
It's
running.
moving out.
Yeah.
You're not ending your turn any closer to it
Yeah.
than when you start your turn. You see, as you're running, you see this thing as it comes up. One hand just catches beneath Albert's throat, the other across the front of his face as it rips him upwards.
Whose turn is it now?
Shit.
McService,
Holy shit! And I'm gonna try and shoot it.
roll to hit.
Do I have disadvantage?
Albert was holding a torch. Albert, I want you to make me a strength saving throw to keep hold of your torch.
Natural 20 for 22.
Yeah, this thing is lit up quite nicely by
Awesome.
the torch held in Albert's struggling hands.
So that is 19 to hit.
That hits. Roll your damage.
I
Sneak
get
attack.
Yes.
3d6 now?
You get sneak attack.
Yeah. You're
3d6 plus 1.
Plus. It's only 2d6
Or
this level.
5.
Yeah, because it's odd levels for rogue.
11 damage total.
Okay. Right, so you draw back. You see this thing, Albert is in its clutches, and it is just looking down, trying to basically rip his jaw open. As your arrow finds its way through and sinks dead into its eye, one of its eyes bursts in darkness, and
Got
it
it!
drops to the ground, dissipating into smoke as it goes, and dropping Albert with it for 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you hit the floor.
Can we knock you unconscious and then you heal yourself on Max?
The creature seems to have gone. You all stay silent and guarding for a moment. The wooden mask that was the creature's face clatters down next to Albert as well. It all
Oh,
seems-
That's
fuck. How many masks were there?
4.
Great, there's 4 of these fuckers. And we killed 1. Just.
Do we need to do anything else with this mask?
Break it.
Yeah, I
Break
literally
it?
stamp it.
Yeah, you stamp it. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh. 22.
Okay. You do not take any damage, but you do feel as you stamp and break on this, you feel as though a massive yellow eye is just opened behind you, staring at you with a baleful light. You take a short-term madness.
It's okay, you've had one of these before, Stunky. It's fine. No one
You
noticed, but...
start experiencing vivid hallucinations. You have disadvantage on your ability checks.
Fine. Did I shatter the mask?
The mask shatters, yes.
Okay, guys, you can shatter the masks, but now you're all purple.
Okay, that's just racist.
I'm not purple. So
I'm very clearly orange.
Fucking look purple to me right now.
okay. Good to know. But there are 3 more of them. At least.
Well, yeah.
Card?
Where are those lights?
Card, where are those
Yeah.
lights?
I'm still getting there. It's a long way. Give me like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Ed.
What do you bet he's not going to make it?
No,
I'm
I'm going to
fairly
start
confident.
looking back towards the where the masks were.
Start making your way
I'm
back
going
to
to pick up and make sure my torch is as lit as possible. I have
Yep,
a
you
feeling
keep your
that these
torch.
creatures don't like light.
You pick up the torch and you take it with you. You make your way back to room 213. It is quiet and still. Nothing seems to move besides the shadows of the empty plinths and the flickering torchlight.
Cool. I put my bell away on the walk back, and then I'm going to go and have a look at any plaques that are talking about the masks.
Yeah, so you go and you like look around for any sort of plaque or identifying little banner, and you find one. So it seems to be sort of sat at like the center of where the 4 masks were sort of stood on their little plinths, which says colloquial depictions of the ceiling stalker demon, popular among the myths and legends of the outer Kavalos region. These were recovered in a recent expedition.
Feeling stalkers, eh?
Hey, Cord,
Yeah?
when did these masks get here?
Oh, which masks? There's a lot at the museum.
213, the ones next to the creepy orb.
Oh, they've been there for months.
Were they here
They've been
before the orb?
Yeah, they've been here for like a year, I think. The orb was here like a few weeks ago. Hang on, I've got the lights. Hang on.
Thanks. I fucking called it, guys.
I knew it.
I put the sender stone back in my pocket. Right. We now have 2 problems.
2?
Possibly 3.
We definitely have 3. There's still 3 of these fuckers around.
Okay, no, they're included in one problem.
Okay.
One is the only other person who knows why we're here is now dead, and we don't have a map of the building to know where we turn the fucking lights on.
True.
Yep.
2, there are 3 more of those fuckers, and Ow killing one of them.
Yep.
And 3, they're not related to the orb, or the orb set them off.
I'm inclined to believe that the orb is the center of this still, and the orb is having an effect on everything here, potentially creating things based on what's there, extending the concepts of things that are here. Because, question, have I ever heard of ceiling stalker demons as actual reality before, beyond night stories to scare children?
Make I want to say Arcana or Religion check.
Arcana!
Can I do one as well to see if I know?
Dirty
Yeah.
20 for Arcana.
Cool, and guidance for
Guidance!
21.
Fuck yeah.
There are like many sort of stories about the various like rankings of demons,
25.
the various sort of creatures that come from the abyss. Ceiling stalkers aren't really mentioned all that much, aside from like tales of like people going to dungeons and attempting to clear them through. There isn't that many like confirmed sightings of ceiling stalkers as a thing.
I'm inclined to believe that ceiling stalkers don't exist, but now exist because of this orb being a creepy ass thing.
Which
So-
now lead on to a greater problem. What's the radius between the orb and where the masks were?
About 50 feet.
Which means if we're really unlucky, anything to the up, down, or other side of that wall could also be set off, if that theory runs true.
Yeah.
Do we go and try and smash the orb?
I'm not sure if smashing it. Smashing it feels like quite an easy solution.
And I didn't really get anything coming off it when I had a look.
When has anything ever been that easy? We can try, though. I'll give it a shot.
It had an eye, you said, so
I mean, I
we
saw
could
an eye.
poke the eye.
Oh, by the
If we
way,
can get it to open again.
did I, in my head, feel like there was a giant yellow eye watching me?
You
after I-
felt like there were several giant yellow eyes watching you.
Okay,
Several smaller, large yellow eyes.
okay. Just so you know, when I smashed the mask, it felt like there were yellow eyes watching me after I did it.
So the others are nearby.
I wouldn't be surprised. However, for all we know, they might be slightly different each one. So whatever the last one did, we can't take for granted that it's the same.
True. Okay.
Each of the masks was slightly different, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, each creature or whatever is probably going to be slightly different to the last. So who the fuck knows what they're going to do?
Excellent.
Okay. Let's
Can-
go back to the orb and try and destroy it, I think.
I say head back up to the masks to check what the plaques say on each mask. Because if it's all our ceiling crawl stalkers, that's a problem. If they're all separate things, we at least have intel ahead of when they
On
turn
each
up.
one. Was it just the one description of them?
It was just the one description of them. It was like
Okay.
varying depictions of
Ceiling stalkers.
ceiling stalkers by.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay. Keep your eyes on the ceiling. And I'm going to go back into 212.
Head Lost level. I am constantly using sharpened senses to keep an eye out for hidden creatures. I'll roll one check just to cover bases. Natural 20 for 21.
Okay. Right, so you head back into room 212. The brass orb still stands on its plinth. There is still a smear of blood from Nardor and some other weird black fluid that escaped from his eyes and ears and nose and mouth.
Yeah, don't particularly want to relive that. Less time we can spend in here, the better.
It's a similar sort of thing that's going on with Albert.
Are we going to try breaking this thing?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Who wants
Give
to
me
be
a
the one to hit it?
Give me a second. Right. I'll focus. Hands together, just like a distance on it, but imagine trying to crush it. And I will use kinetic crush to try and it.
Okay.
Come on. Higher than a 2, please. That's a 1! I am now tired. I am now tired. Which means I have disadvantage on strength and dexterity checks.
Well, it's not like you're going to notice with that first one.
But the sphere needs to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. You reach out and build this telekinetic force and crush inwards, and the sphere crumples like paper into a small apple-sized ball of twisted metal.
Oh.
If anyone asks, Monster did that. We don't have the money to pay for it.
Well, that was easy.
Too easy. Means it didn't do anything.
Yeah. Can I stab it? Just like slash at it properly, trying to like cleave it in two, just to make sure.
Okay, make attack roll for me. That sounds more like a strength-based attack than a dexterity one.
Doesn't matter. It was a 3, an 8 to hit.
You just take a step forward with your sword, swing down on it, and it just clangs like a sword striking a bunch of compacted metal.
Do you not trust
Okay.
me or something?
I do. I just wanted to hit it.
Fair enough.
I guess we gotta go and find those other masked demons.
Okay, as
I'm
much as
kinda
I want
tired.
to do, I think we might need to have a coffee.
Yeah.
So,
Not in here though.
no, let's go back to the security office.
Cool. Open courtyard. Walking through. Okay. Go on then. Keep your heads on a swivel.
So, what are you? How are you aiming to get there? Are you aiming to sort of try and go quietly there? Are you full running to get there?
I
I don't
think
think we're running, I think we're just keeping an eye out.
I'm happy with quietly while keeping an eye out. I can spam
Slow walk.
sharpen senses and just
And try quietly, but
continually look out for things.
So, we're going to make a group stealth check. So, I want you all to roll stealth, and we'll take the second highest amongst the group.
I have disadvantage, so both of you roll high.
10.
I'm at disadvantage twice
Why are you at disadvantage?
because I'm a cleric
Fortunately, I rolled quite well, even with disadvantage.
and I'm mad.
I have a 16.
I have a 12.
12. How much do you get, Stephen?
10.
10. So, we're running at a 12.
Rogue!
Not
I rolled a
dex rogue.
7.
Not a dex rogue.
He's a dumb rogue.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all begin to make your way back down through the corridors, through the twisting, oddly laid out, very much trying to get your money's worth expanse of corridors.
It's IKEA.
It's IKEA, but for museum artworks.
Gotcha.
And you make your way back, and you make your way undisturbed, unharassed, as far as you can see, to the main courtyard once again. That first sort of balcony area.
Can we head to the security office?
You head down the stairs. You make your way over to the door. The door has been left slightly open. It seems Cod was on as much of a hurry as he could to get out to the lights. You push open the door, and it is very quiet.
Can I see, looking at all the screens, for a better word, a dead body?
Make a perception check for me, or an investigation check.
Uh, 17 with disadvantage.
Very nice. You see on a camera which is depicting like far over to the right hand side of this first floor, you think? You can't see a body, but you can see a pair of feet sticking slightly into frame.
Okay. And can I work out? Is there anything on that screen that kind of says where it's looking, and then is there a map?
You see a plaque to a door saying 156, but there isn't a. Have another search for me to see if you can find a map in this office.
No, I can't find a map. I'm not even bothering rolling twice. I got 2.
Can I take a look?
You can take a look as well.
16.
You have a look for a map as well. There doesn't seem to be one.
No map.
fine, but at least there's signposts. That's room 156. So, based on the fact that he was running that way, then the light switch is that way somewhere. Unless it's a different dead body.
Might as well go and check that one.
Do we want to take a rest first? That
I
body's not going anywhere.
Well, it might, but it doesn't matter. We still know where we're going.
Yeah.
Is there a coffee machine?
There is a small coffee machine, yes.
I make myself a nice, strong, large black coffee, and then just slowly kind of just go.
I'm like,
You slowly collapse down into a chair.
I look for the fantasy equivalent of paracetamol.
You look and you find a couple of sort of small tablets.
I take them, and then
Sort of like a small sort of vial of salts.
start just deal with them.
And let's take a little break there so that people can go and sort themselves out a little.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so as we come back, you have all finished your short rest in the guard's room.
I'm using all of my hit die.
Roll your hit die and stuff as you need to.
4. That's another 9. That gets me up to there, and I'll lose 2 strain as well. That's a question. How long do those temporary hit points last? Doesn't say there's a time limit on those, so you've still got those temporary hit points.
How many wait, temporary hit points?
Yeah, I gave you 8 temporary hit points.
I missed that.
I gave you the help action at one point, and therefore gave you temporary hit points because I needed the temporary hit points.
Yeah.
So you take some time, calm yourselves down, wipe yourselves clean, figure out a next plan of action. And what is that plan of action? What are you going to do now?
Lights.
I agree.
We need the lights on. Room 156 is in the direction of
Yeah.
him.
Head that way.
Can we look at the scrying stone or whatever to see if the body's still there?
Yep, you have a look and the body is still there. Moving, well, not moving.
Great. Perfect. Let's go find a body.
Yeah. Keep your head on the swivel, paying attention. I'm using
Yep, let's
heightened
have another
senses.
perception check for everybody.
I'm using an advantage on it. I have a
No, at
4.
disadvantage.
No, your temporary madness is now gone.
I have a 14.
It
Quite
didn't matter.
nice.
I rolled 11.
Does not like me tonight. That was a nat 1.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay,
I might have to put this dice in jail.
Yeah.
so as you all begin to make your way back out of the, back out from the room beneath the stairs, and back into the main sort of public concourse of the museum, you see a sort of small signpost pointing down the left to rooms 100 to 108, and to the right pointing to 151 to 156.
To the
Right, it is. Although, where are the rest of the rooms?
I don't want to know. But I imagine this place is pretty big, and just heads out.
Probably a maze.
Yeah.
Likely.
So you begin to make your way across the courtyard and over towards the door, the space marked as room 156. You come across a long corridor that leads into a series of sort of exhibition rooms to your left. Sort of hard stone wall to the right. And towards the end there you see the room labelled as 156 and the pair of feet lying unmoving in the doorway to the right-hand side.
Right. Everyone be ready. You might be hanging around. Don't let it ambush you. I'm not going in first.
I was gonna say I'll lean over to the door and kind of like hold my torch out ahead of me, and just push that through the door first to see what I can see.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
Guidance.
17.
Okay, you sort of sweep around, look at this. You see it's basically the body has fallen like halfway through a maintenance door. It's marked sort of staff only, and beyond is a sort of long, empty corridor. A fair bit more sort of utilitarian than the previous ones you've been down. This one is definitely for sort of outside of public use. There is the faint sort of gust of air, so like a sort of slightly fetid air that makes its way out through here. It's a little bit warmer as well, sort of coming up through the tunnel there. The body that lies unconscious, unmoving, inevitably and incredibly dead, is definitely the body of Cod as you turn him over. The eyes have withered away into nothing. The face is streaked with black, tears which seem to leave every orifice.
Wow. Glimpse of a possible future there.
Correct.
Is the Ascending Stone still here?
The Sending Stone, make an investigation check for me.
And guidance. 8.
Okay. You have a look around, you can't see any sign of it.
Do you want to try and find it? We can have one each then.
Is it not in his pockets? And I'll search him as well.
Roll investigation.
Well, it should technically be in his hand. He was talking to us when he got killed.
23.
You pick over his body good and clean. There is no sign of his Sending Stone.
Huh.
That's
thought
not
That's weird.
good.
No.
Well, he was heading this way, down the creepy tunnel. And I'm assuming this has still got like tall ceilings down this tunnel, or is it?
Not as tall here. It's about maybe sort of 10 foot tall.
Okay.
We have
But
it.
It's still fairly tall. It's sort of like the floor sort of dips downwards slightly into like a small staircase.
I'll proceed with caution again, like looking up above me as I enter the door and head down the corridor.
Heading down this tunnel, are the lights once again arcane, or are there torch fittings?
There are torch fittings here.
Give me a second, and I will mentally focus, draw little like sparks off of the torches we have, hold them briefly in my hand, and then wrist flick them out, and you'll just see every torch within 30 feet.
Yeah, so a good sort of 3 torches along one side of the wall just burst into flame, and light the way.
Easier.
Keep torches on us. Hopefully they're afraid of the light.
Yep.
Okay, you continue to make your way down through the sort of maintenance tunnels. It is not as quiet as you'd hope. Every so often there's an occasional sort of hiss of steam, clang of a pipe, a sort of scratching sound that you think for a moment could be something above you, and then feel a rat run past your leg. It is a tense and awful time as you descend deeper, until finally you reach a stop. The wall just comes to an end. There is a small door to the left, a small door to the right.
Are any of them labelled?
One of them is labelled danger, dangerous, arcane mishaps possible. It's the one on the left. The one on the right is labelled heating equipment. Authorized personnel only.
Left it is.
I think
Yeah.
left.
Oh.
Okay, so
Push open that door.
yeah, you push open that door. There is a soft crackling going on in this room. You see a arcane sort of pedestal in the center of a room, and the room is lined with sort of similar rune sort of engraved archways that seem to be representing the various sort of cardinal directions of the gallery.
Quick check.
it's-
Any creepies?
Make a perception check for me.
18.
As you sort of peer in here, bring your torch up, you catch a slight shape moving in the darkness, and then it's gone again. You can't be sure, was it the shadow of your torch? Was it something there waiting?
There might be something in here.
Well, we expected that, did we not?
And frankly, it doesn't matter if it's in here or not. They go through the fucking wall.
True. But it might grab you. I didn't see much, but I thought I saw a shadow.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Right, is there anything in here that allows us to turn on lights?
Is there a big old lever?
There's basically on this pedestal in the center, is like a sort of dome of sort of rich sapphire sort of material.
Do we think it's as easy as pushing the button?
For a magic user, maybe. I don't think I could do anything.
Let me try something. First. I will reach out my hand and use invisible force, kind of like a mage hand, to just kind of push down on the sphere slightly, hoping it's a button.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sphere sort of sinks downwards. There's a sort of clunk as it fixes into place and seems to twist. And you see a small sort of beginning trail of light begin to sort of move around the outside of this circle. Sort of starting on the beginning of one of the arches and making its way around counterclockwise around the circle, slowly but surely making its way around. Which is when...
I think that worked. Sorry.
Which is when there is a bit of a very upset shriek.
Shut the door!
Let's roll some initiative.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
30-20.
Nine. No, 10. Never mind.
Bryn?
19. Hey, I have 0 for my dex. Whatever I roll is great.
Easy
Hey,
maths.
I'm a cleric.
Easy maths.
Okay, so... yes, you hear this shriek, this sort of padding run, as you look up to see, as this light begins to move around the circle, another one of these creatures sort of hunched, its head tilted downwards towards you. It is certainly in the room, it is certainly on the ceiling. What would you like to do, McSevis?
I will shoot it. Or attempt to.
Roll an attack for me.
That's a 6.
That is not a hit.
Wait. No, never mind.
Anything for a bonus action?
I don't think I can use a useful bonus action, so that's it. Actually, is there pillars and shit I can hide behind?
There's plenty of pillars and things you can hide behind.
I will duck behind a pillar.
Okay. Albert.
I think the term is ring 'em up and just clong, clong, clong.
It failed. Roll your d8 of damage.
8.
Ooh.
Very nice. This thing's like, looks up, it's trying to figure out which of you to go for first. And you ring this bell, and you like see it shake its head uncomfortably. There isn't as much of a screech from it, as much of a I'm annoyed now.
Well, it was nice knowing you guys.
Well, there we go.
It turns to look towards you, Albert, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
I will use a reaction to mentally send you a message of just like, stay alive. I succeed, finally, taking no strain, and you have advantage on this roll. With Bolster Ego. Second
Dirty
order.
Bounty.
Dirty 20, very good. You feel this like feeling wash over you, like you've just been looked at in your entirety, like you have been read. This thing is trying to figure you out. You are not. Then it washes over past you with no ill effect. You are. You flip it off. Not at all.
Give me the bird. Man, that's crazy. Is this room magically lit or torch lit?
Torch lit at the moment. It's slowly becoming magically lit.
Are there other torches? Are there torches in the room, or is it just the ones we have?
Make a perception check for me quickly.
7.
There could be.
I think it's worth it.
That thing looks torch shaped.
I think it's worth it. If it, I'm not going to do much damage to it. I will once again gather the embers from the fires and then throw them out in an arc, hoping I light some flames within the room.
Now remind me what this lights.
Specifically, sources of light that use fire. Campfires, candles, fireplaces, lanterns, torches, and the like, but not objects affected by the light spell or anything like that.
Okay. So a couple of candles at a desk nearby flicker into life.
It's more light. It may annoy it. And I will look for some cover. I'll bonus action check if there's another one in the room with that ability. That's an 18. Check whether it's one or multiple.
It doesn't seem to be that there's another one here.
I'm fairly sure it's still only one. And yeah,
That brings us to the crevice.
Can I try and shoot it again?
You can try and shoot it again.
Is he hidden?
I was going to say, how does hiding and sneak
Roll a stealth
work?
check for me real quick.
I rolled a 19, so I don't know if it's
Yeah, you're hidden from it.
cool.
So you will
So
have
roll with advantage.
advantage and
Rolled
therefore sneak
advantage.
attack.
I rolled another at 19, which is weird. So
The dice are coming back.
22 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Sweet.
Sneak attack.
6, 9, 10, 11 damage.
Nice.
11 points of damage.
3d6 plus 1.
Yeah, you reach back, you launch this arrow at it. It manages to bring an arm up before the arrow pierces its face, and the arrow sticks through the arm. It is not happy about that.
Cool.
Albert,
Do I have to keep hiding because I've shown myself now?
You would have to re-hide as a bonus action.
So I have to use a bonus action.
use
Was it
bonus
cunning?
action to hide again.
Yeah.
Cunning action to hide again? Okay, I'll do that.
Are you hiding in the same place? Or are you hiding somewhere different?
I'll move further around the room, I think.
Shoot and move.
Okay.
Shoot and move.
Albert,
Dodge.
Ding, 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 ding.
Has this cleric got any spell slots?
it passed.
Loads of spell slots, but I'm saving them all for healing people when we need to.
Fair enough.
Or when we need two of them at the same time and then a spiritual weapon comes out.
It passed.
It succeeded. No damage.
You flip it off again. It looks over towards you. The one who keeps ringing a bell at it because you're the one who is currently a problem.
I don't know. Someone sneak attack him, but it's also hidden. So
He doesn't know who that is, though.
shoot and move.
It leaps. It scuttles across the ceiling, running at a sprint, before leaping down, reaching down towards you and attempting to grab you. Ooh, that isn't as bad as it could have been. 15.
Nope.
Shield.
It goes for you, but you manage to duck out the way as the hands clasped above where your head was.
And I just kind of jab it with it, kind of just elbow the face. It just tries to come down. Fuck off!
You try out. You sort of put your arms up, and it sort of bounces off you slightly before falling back up towards the ceiling. Nardor.
So it's close to.
It's basically
Albert.
above Albert.
Albert, do you want to
It's
be there?
about, it's about 20 feet above Albert.
Albert, do you want to be there?
Just fucking kill it!
Fair enough. It's got high strength, which just means I'm gonna find something to yeet at it still.
You have a torch?
I want to hold on to my torch. Could yeet your
The
torch?
fire.
You know what? Fire might do something to it. We might as well find out. I will yeet my torch at it. I make an attack roll. That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
It takes 1d8. 2 points of bludgeoning damage. And maybe some fire? I don't know.
Roll a d6 for me.
Ooh! 4! But now I don't have a torch, so I'm going to go hang by the candles.
You launch your torch at it and it bats it away. There's a slight sizzling sound as the flame licks against its skin, but it
I'll
flicks the torch off and away.
I'll get that back in a second. That's my turn.
McService.
I will pop out and shoot it again.
You pop out and you shoot it again. Roll at
It's
advantage.
guerrilla warfare in this tight room.
12 to plus 5, 17 to hit. Plus 5?
17. That will
Plus,
hit.
plus 3, sorry. 15.
Okay, yeah. Actually, 15.
Sorry, it's plus 5 for the
15
sword, plus 3 for the bow.
does not hit. 15 does not
Okay.
hit.
I don't
An
think
arrow
we
You
can-
turn
pings
the
off.
fire at where it was a moment ago,
Yes.
Yeah,
and it is no longer there.
I can't get you.
I
there,
will
Sorry.
hide back behind the same pillar.
Make another stealth check for me.
That's a natural 1.
You go to hide behind it, but it's still quite dark. There's only flickering lights here. You turn and smack your head into a pillar and fall back on your. You fall back. You are currently prone as you're falling onto your butt.
Okay.
That brings us to Albert.
Is it still 20 feet up in the air?
Still 20 feet above you on the ceiling.
I'm going to... Do I risk it?
Yes.
Yeah, but it means I have to wait for it to attack me. No, I'm just gonna hold the dead again.
Okay. What are your other
it-
cantrips?
It
Guidance will spare the dying.
It passed, I'm afraid. You stand there, you ring your bell, and it looks at you like...
Come on, bro.
It sees that you are currently there, but it also sees that the person who has been shooting arrows at it has fallen over. It leaps downwards, grabs on the nearest archway, crawls its way around the side of it, jumps, and seems to begin falling upwards before catching on to the archway that Severus is fallen over by, and reaches to grab him. And does so, and grabs you by, basically reaches out and grabs you by the face. You get a searing pain through your head as it lets go of the archway, comes back up and drags you with it by the head.
No!
Jesus, these things are rolling well. 14 points of psychic damage.
Cool. I still have those 8 temporary hit points.
Yeah,
don't I?
so those go first.
Yeah. And you are grappled and frightened. Naldor.
I could get him out of there, but it wouldn't do any damage to the creature.
That's fine.
Get him out of there?
Yeah.
I will throw up my hands going, Severus, come with me! And use repel, and hopefully you will willingly fail the saving throw, and I can pull you 30 feet towards me.
Go
At
for
which
it.
point, that's forced movement, it doesn't get an attack of opportunity.
That is forced movement. However, I'm going to make you roll. What's your sort of
Intelligence.
spellcasting ability? Okay, so we'll go with that against the strength. Against its athletics. So roll me a spellcasting attack versus its athletics to see if you can wrench it out of its grip.
I am going to use Fortune of the Many to give myself a bonus of the number of allies within 30 feet of me to this, for a total of 16.
That's not going to make it, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Like, you pull and...
I've actually got a roll for that. I take a point of strain.
You feel yourself pull towards it, and the creature stumbles for a moment before reaching down a hand and hooking itself onto a stone. The other hand still clasped around your face.
I am now tired, and so I have disadvantage on strength and dex checks.
McSeveth, it's your turn. You are currently frightened and grappled.
Can I stab it while I'm frightened? I can't I?
stab
Just
it while
have
you're frightened?
disadvantage.
You can, but you'll be at disadvantage, yeah.
Natural 20 and a 12. So 17.
17's a hit.
Awesome.
It's some damage.
I don't get sneak attack damage for being near it, do I? That doesn't count.
You're not a
You're,
swashbuckler.
It has to be someone else.
You are not a swashbuckler.
That is 3 damage. Nope. 5. 'Cause it's plus
5
3.
points of damage.
Yes, just checks.
Like, as your brain is being like filled with images of like yellow eyes that are like peering through each part of you, you reach for a knife, grab it, and stab it into the arm holding you. The arm does let go and drops you to the ground, where you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
How high is it?
About 20 feet up.
Okay.
Albert.
Getting fucking pissed off with this thing. Throw me.
Okay.
Okay, it's the creature.
I'm going to hold a spell.
I know exactly what spell you're thinking of. I just hope you hit.
So do I.
I can't buff you to hit. I can save you taking some damages and stuff.
Here's a question. I think I know the answer, but I've just got to... Oh no, a spell attack is not possible to have guidance on, is it?
No, it's an attack roll. It's not a skill check.
It just says ability check, which is why I was confirmed.
Attack rolls aren't ability checks.
Well, no, that's fine. Then there's nothing to check.
Okay. Right. At this point, the light that's been making its way around the room hits the second of the archways and brings it to light. The creature shrieks and moves back away from it.
Does it seem to be physically affected by the light, or just it doesn't like it and keeps to the shadows?
More, it just doesn't seem to like it and keeps to the shadows.
Okay.
It looks over towards the three people and focuses its eyes on Albert this time, who is standing there ready for it. It begins at sort of a gallop across the floor on all fours, then up onto its arm, then up onto its feet for a run, or taking a flying leap at you.
Cool. Which will set off my reaction as well.
Yep.
Damn it.
So that's 16 to hit first of all.
No, my arm cast is 17.
It goes to reach for you, and Albert, how do you palm this thing in the face?
Basically, I just take its arm and just kind of shove them up with my shield, and then I kind of just throat punch it. But as the throat punch goes in, hold on, let me roll the attack. For a natural 20, so 25.
Cool. The move I had planned to give him the help action as a bonus action so the advantage wasn't needed. We're good.
You just see on my knuckles there are knuckle dusters, but there are runes kind of carved into them, and you just see them on my right knuckle just light up in this fiery golden light as I punch it and cast Inflict Wounds.
There it is.
There we go. Okay.
D10.
Roll your damage. 6d10 damage.
Is it 6d10 at level 4?
It's 3d10. It's 3d10 when you cast it at first level? Inflict Wounds? Yeah. But he's critted, so double it.
Oh, of course. Yeah. That's a lot.
Inflict Wounds is a genuinely disgusting spell. For a first level spell, it wreaks damage. I
wish it could pair better with a monk.
It's just the thing is,
Because
the
it's
people
flavor.
who can pick it up are usually not in melee combat.
Yeah.
Okay, this might sound crazy, but the first 3 dice is 22. And then 23. So
45.
45 points of damage.
Necrotic damage, to be clear.
Yeah.
Out of a possible 60,
Okay.
that's pretty good.
That's
Yeah, I was
That's disgusting.
The Ceiling Stalker runs down and leaps for you. You bat its hands away with the shield, and as you come up from beneath it, your eyes flare at it, and it looks at you with an impassive expression as you plunge your fist into it. And from the point where you contact, splinters of golden light crackle across its body as it breaks apart into dust and fragments from the blow of your Inflict Wounds, as it reduced to nothing but a mask.
break the mask.
Use your fucking thing. Last time I went fucking insane.
I will use concussive slam just straight down on the mask and just.
Mm-hmm.
It can make a strength saving throw if it wants, but it is a mask.
It's a natural 20, but it is a mask, so I'm going to give it a -5 because it doesn't really have a strength.
Then it still succeeds.
I'm
It's
just
really quite a hardy mask.
I'm going to pick up my torch and just try and set it on fire.
Okay, you attempt to set it on fire. It doesn't seem to burn. It's got like a sort of waxy coating that seems to...
Just stomp on it!
You do it!
I mean, fine. I'll go over and just start stamping on the mask.
Okay, make me a wisdom saving throw.
9.
You stamp on it and it cracks and shatters apart into pieces. But as you do, you feel 2 pairs of yellow eyes turn and focus on you from somewhere unseen. Your head is racked with pain. Your blood just pours from your nose as you have disadvantage on wisdom perception checks for 1 hour.
Good thing I can give myself advantage on them for free.
I fired 3 shots in this room. Can I try and collect my arrows?
Yep, make an investigation check for me. As normal now, as after about another 30 seconds, as this light travels around, it reaches and finally completes the circle. And with a warm humming sound that seems to vibrate the very room around you, you see lights begin to turn on out through the door that you just left. Within the room that you're in, it's all bathed in a warm orange glow.
Cool, lights are on now. That was a 13.
Yet you find 3 of your arrows.
Cool.
Mission accomplished.
I realised I left my dagger at the room 212 as well. The first one I threw. When it phased through the wall and dropped
There you go.
no dar.
There you go. Have that one.
Oh, thank you. I guess we go and find the other 2.
Well, hopefully we'll hear them screaming now the lights are on.
I suggest we set somewhere up where we know they're coming.
Where would that be?
Maybe the main hall.
Nice open space. They can't use the walls against us.
Okay, let's head back that way then.
You look at Nardor, there's a few blood vessels burst in one of his eyes. I'm okay. Let's go. Let's get this night over with.
As we head back out, though, I am going to try and look for that sending stone. Now we actually have proper light.
You head back up through the corridors. The body isn't there anymore.
That's fine. Is the sending stone anywhere?
You cannot see the sending stone anywhere.
Where did the body go?
Well, where did the body go of the other guard? We found their sending stone.
Why did the body go? Is possibly just as good as a question.
True.
Yeah.
Well, to the main room. Maybe we'll find them.
Let's head to the main room. If we can deal with the last 2, we can explore on our own will.
Right, you make your way to the sort of main foyer entrance. There is a slight amount of confusion from outside. You can see some curious faces at the windows and the doors. Before you sort of make your way into the atrium.
Ignore them.
Yeah.
If the cops come, we'll deal with it. Okay.
Okay, so you walk purposefully out into the atrium. I'm going to start a timer.
Right. Lights on, drew attention. Where do you think the last 2 will have gone when the lights came on?
Anywhere dark. Maybe if we make some noise?
I reckon when we see the can we see anywhere where we can as stupid as it sounds, unscrew one of the crystals or a couple of the crystals?
The crystals all appear to be sort of mounted
Smash
into the
them.
wall.
Smash them.
Is there a chandelier?
There is a chandelier.
Sure. Okay. Since you asked nicely.
Smash the chandelier.
I will
Smash
use...
the chandelier, just break the chain and drop it and
Yep.
then catch it so that
I do love how you're all worried about not drawing attention to the fact you destroyed a piece of artwork. when you're now here fully out, just destroying a chandelier.
We're done. People are dead. Although their bodies are missing, which is going to be hard to explain.
You're planning on explaining this?
Plan on killing the masks and
The
leaving.
only people who know we were here are now dead. We fix this and then go.
We're on a clock. I will use invisible force to essentially grab the chain and pull on the chandelier as hard as I can. I'll roll
Okay,
intelligence.
you've made this choice, so I'm not gonna.
We are not
not-
underneath the Oh, hold on. Is the chandelier the only thing giving light in this room, or are there wall sconces as well?
There are sort of like small like uplighters about the place, but it is mostly the chandelier.
I don't like that. We just gave ourselves an advantage and we're completely taking it away.
Are we
You
complete?
reach out, you
It's
pull the chain,
I've done it.
the chain breaks, and the chandelier falls. You hear screams and shouts of like surprise from outside as this very large chandelier clatters to the ground.
Then immediately ready. I'll tell you what, because I have an explorer's pack, so I actually have like 10 torches, I think, in my bag. I will then immediately ready, like, I'll scatter those torches about the room. Literally just throw, like, cascade them about the room, and I will ready Flames Master to light them when the creatures arrive.
I'm
Okay.
not told the dead.
Are there curtains on the windows? Out of curiosity.
There are not.
Okay. I was going to close them if there were.
I love the
As the-
passive.
as the
I destroyed a
chandelier-
chandelier and prepared to ignite fire, and you're like...
Keep the people out.
As the sort of last few crystals, the chandelier skitter across the ground and all becomes quiet. There's a moment of calm, a moment of excited stillness from those outside as well as those within. For on every surface you can see, a bright yellow eye opens and stares at you.
That's too many eyes.
There are several. They are all over the place. And you hear a voice in your head for the first time in quite a while saying, "Must see."
You want to see?
Are they singular eyes or like pairs of eyes?
They're singular eyes.
Singular eyes. Okay.
If you want to see, let's give you some light then. 10 torches just ignite about the room.
Torches ignite into a flickering flame that makes what happens next only worse. As from around the corner on the balcony above, with long, slow strides, walking across the ceiling in a lolloping gait, is something much larger than the previous two.
Did you do this?
A faceless creature.
No.
The only discernible things are 4 large orbs.
No. Run.
As it looks down at you and shrieks. A shriek that doesn't make any sound, but you feel it rip through your mind.
Is it within 60 feet?
Do I know what this is? I know what this is, I'm fairly sure. Does Nardor know what this is?
Do any of us know what it is?
This is going to be a hard
Make
DC.
an Arcana or a religion check for me.
17.
Arcana or religion, yeah?
Yep.
19.
Are you going Arcana or religion?
Arcana.
You know this is something that is a terrible fear of of many people in magical circles who go exploring. This is something known as a woe strider.
Okay, not as dead as I thought. Still think we're dead.
drop a little picture into group chat so you've all got some idea of the horrors that await.
We are
Really?
so
Not.
dead. Oh, hell no!
It's upside down on the ceiling.
It's upside down on the ceiling.
Ah, fuck.
Tonight we die!
I
We're
want
going
to
to roll
shoot
one
it
last
hard.
initiative.
Final initiative, let's go.
Just a question: is it within 60 feet?
It is.
Cool.
Not actually.
My bell goes off.
You ring your bell,
I have
and your bell
disadvantage.
rings. The sound of a bell ringing around the room.
Ah, fuck. I put it away and I draw my sword.
This is gonna get interesting.
Let's get some initiatives.
Dirty 20.
19.
17.
Coming in clutch with the initiative, lads. Right. We're gonna see how far we can take this class right now. Let's start maximizing strain.
Just remember, if you die, I can bring you back.
Bernardo, you're going first.
I am going first. Instantly. Bonus action. Let me just check one thing. Sorry. I will bonus action. Xerius. So he has advantage on his next attack. Get sneak attack. That is my last instance of that. Okay, and if you hit, that creature is going to be at disadvantage on its attack after that. Okay. So I'm using the spite feature of Fate Gift.
Mm-hmm.
It's my bonus action. As my action, I'll clap my hands together and attempt to crush its central torso. Can it make a strength save for me? I need to roll a d4. That's a 3. I'm okay, no strain.
I got an 18. Because your psionics are not magical.
They are not. You got a what, sorry?
18.
18.
I'm going to use 2 strain, taking me up to 5. I am now fatigued to force it to reroll.
Okay. That is a 17.
Fuck's sake. Okay. It takes half damage from 2d8 for a total of 5. I was hoping to make its speed 0. Yeah, speed's not reduced. Okay, I am now moving at half speed.
Albert.
Seeing that it's 60 feet away and it's on the ceiling, and knowing that nothing's working, I kind of put my shield on my back and my sword, draw a longbow and fire. For a 12. Oh, no, hold on, wait, I'm an idiot. For 14.
Does not manage to hit. You fire and it manages to move its, sort of contort itself out the way.
Oh, fuck you.
McSally.
What sorts of cover is in this room? Not
There's
much,
the
I'm
shattered
guessing.
remains of a chandelier.
Bear in mind, you have advantage on your attack anyway, so you don't need to hide first.
Yeah,
There's like
I was just wondering where I can go.
there's a small like entrance desk sort of thing in the middle of the room. Well, the shattered remains of one that just had a chandelier dropped on it.
What about the stairs? Can I like hide under the stairs, or is that?
The stairs have have like an under. They're just like
They're just
flat
sidewalk.
ground.
Okay. Okay, I will just shoot at it and see what happens. For 18 to hit. Yeah.
With
That will
advantage,
hit.
yeah?
Yes, I did.
That hit.
That is 2. Oh my god. 3, 4, 5 damage. 3d6.
5
Plus
points of damage.
3d6 plus 1. You got a 5.
2, 1, 1.
Ow!
Yeah.
Well,
You like fire this arrow. And it wasn't expecting it, but it just managed to skim across the cheek, or where the cheek should be.
Okay.
Its turn, as it turns, keeps the sort of large golden face pointed towards Albert, as it scuttles up across the ceiling. Looks down towards the one who has hurt it the most so far. Well, the one who has attempted to hurt it the most so far, with their bizarre psionic powers that it hasn't seen before.
yeah.
And it reaches down to try and grapple you. It's going to make 2 control attacks and a bite attack.
That's a lot of attacks.
That is a 13 to hit.
What, sorry?
13.
I will use invisible armor as my reaction and throw up a shield in front of myself to boost my armor by 4 to block that.
Okay. Second one is a 22.
That will still hit.
Bite is an 18.
That will also hit.
Okay. Take
I'm down.
6 points of slashing damage and 3 points of psychic from the claw and from the bite. I can't do the bite. Oh wait, no, it does. Okay. That was a terrible roll. You take 4 points of... Oh no, sorry. 5 points of piercing damage. That's worse. And 17 points of psychic damage.
Unconscious.
It's a lot of damage.
That is a lot. That was 3 attacks.
Yeah, the rest of you see this thing scuttle over the ceiling, leap downwards towards
Nardor.
They see its two like rear legs grab onto the ground as it catches him in both arms. One arm being repelled by a psychic shield as the teeth that seem to burst out of nowhere come in and cut through flesh and mind, and Nardor falls limp in its arms. Nardor, death saving throw, please.
My turn already?
Yep.
Okay. Rolled.
Okay, Albert.
Do I look like? Does it look like it's not looking at us?
It looks like it's very much looking at Nardor and not you.
Which would mean if I cast something at Nardor, would I feel like it wouldn't work based off what happened earlier?
Maybe, you're not sure.
You know what? Fuck it. I am going to. How close is it? Is it on the floor?
It's on the floor currently, about 30 feet away from you.
Cool. So I'm going to run towards it. As I do so, I can't do what I was planning because I'm an idiot. I'm just going to try and jump on its back and again punch it and cast another Inflict Wounds.
Okay,
Does he get flanking? Because I'm there.
you're unconscious.
I'm trying here!
A 23.
What was that, sorry?
23.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That seems a bit more feasible. 16 points of damage.
Very nice.
Pretty much bang on average.
Yeah, you jump onto this thing's back, raise your holy iron gauntlet, and slam it down into the back of this creature, shattering the side of it with radiant light. It gives a bellow in your mind that sends a small trickle of blood trickling from your ear. It ain't happy about that. Maselli,
Can I use my dash action and movement to run up the stairs to the balcony? So I
yep.
can shoot from there.
Yep, your bonus action and your movement will get you up there.
You'll also get sneak
Cool.
attack on this if you hit. I've just realised it
Because
should have had
Bryn is near it.
disadvantage on attacks to hit me. I think it's
Oh.
only on. I think it's only on the first attack, and it missed with the first attack anyway.
First attack,
so
isn't it?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Um,
I will roll.
yeah, next attack roll doesn't matter.
14 to hit.
That doesn't hit, I'm afraid.
That does not. Another arrow goes pinging off. That's all I can do. I'll just be stood on the balcony, watching over.
Okay, its turn. It tries to turn towards where Albert is currently punching it back, and will attempt to make a. It's gonna go with it's gonna go with a sort of clubbing shove. So instead, it turns towards you, and one long limb swings out to try and bat you off of it. The 19 to hit.
Yeah, hit.
I can't save
You
you.
take 5 points of slashing damage.
Yep.
And 6 points of psychic damage.
Fuck.
And you're pushed 10 feet away from it
Sweet.
as it lets go of the ground and retreats to the ceiling, holding Nardor with it. Nardor, death saving throw, please.
Okay. Done.
Albert.
Where's it looking now?
It's looking down towards you as the only one who's used magic against it so far.
How far above me is it?
It's about 60 feet.
Okay, I'm going to draw my longbow,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to try and aim a shot. Does he have Naldor in both hands?
No, just the one.
I'm going to try and shoot that hand and force it to release it.
Okay, that's a cold shot. That's going to be an extra. I'm going to give it an extra 3 to its AC.
That's that. What? He won!
What was that?
21.
That hits.
So a longbow is a D10, I believe. No, it's D8. What am I talking about? For just 5 points of damage.
Takes 5 points of damage, but the hand that you strike releases Nardor, who begins to fall to the ground.
And I'm going to hold an action to cast Spare the Dying.
You just used your action. You can't hold it.
That Spare the Dying is a bonus action.
You can only hold actions.
Ah, that's annoying. Alright, never mind.
I mean, you can't
use...
just cast the bonus action.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm in the code.
Kind of. You can move.
In the what?
Pardon?
You can move.
It's a, yeah, but based on the fact that when I attacked it with the bell, it was hitting me from 60 feet away.
I'm just saying you can try. It doesn't hurt to move and try at this point because you can't hold the action.
30 feet to try and get out of its line of sight and then cast Spare the Dying.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to try and cast healing. No, I'm going to try. cast Spare the Dying, because that way, if it doesn't work, I'm not wasting something.
Okay. You cast Spare the Dying. It does work.
Within 30 feet of him.
Oh wait, hang on. Yep, that works out. It works.
Stable.
Nardor is
Stable.
stable. Moments before he crashes to the floor of this museum, remarkably not bleeding out.
Just a whole round to go before I can get back up.
Like Sally.
I will try and shoot it again. Because there's basically
shoot
nothing
it,
else I can do. For a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. 4 damage. Are there pillars holding up above this balcony, like something I can hide behind?
Yeah, there's like the balcony itself has got like sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of banisters, like fairly thick, sort of
Okay.
banister bits throughout it, which you can duck behind fairly easily.
I will try and hide behind those.
Roll a stealth check for me.
5, 6 with
6. Okay, you duck behind these pillars and you stick your face between a couple of these banisters to keep an eye on it. Just
It's
in
going
case.
so well, guys.
It looks around upset. It's not looking as if it's been particularly injured so far.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have a plan if I get up. Don't think it will do much, but I have a plan.
it's going to...
No mercy. No
It's
mercy.
It's going to drop to the floor again because it wants Nardor. Nardor has a new and interesting thing that it has not seen before. So it lets go of the ground, comes back, grabs onto Nardor, and scurries 40 feet and begins climbing the outer wall. So it's about 20 foot up the outer wall, holding Nardor.
Surely I'm blocking the cone at this point.
Yeah. Its cone is sort of facing inwards towards the wall more than anything else.
I'll take it.
Nardor,
I'm stable, there's nothing I can do.
stable, you're fine.
I'll roll a death save for the
Albert.
lols.
Where's the creature looking?
At the wall, not at you.
Towards the wall. It's not looking at you.
Is it looking at nor at Naldor? So I'm gonna sprint and then cast Healing Word at him.
At what level?
Okay.
Does I'm just gonna cast it at level 1.
Okay.
Nardor comes. Well, depending on whether or not Nardor survived his previous death saves.
I did.
Okay. Nardor, you are conscious and in the arms of the creature.
Yep, I played it.
Nardor goes limp.
I stay limp.
And for your action, Albert?
Can't use a bonus action. It doesn't matter actually.
You can use Toll the Dead.
Yeah, and then I'm just going to whip out my bell and just... Actually, I should have said, it's a bit late now, but whenever I've been casting a Healing Word, we've actually seen a small bell come out, and it kind of makes you want to have a dance and wakes you up if you're kind of like drifting off.
I love it. Let's go. Let's go.
And that bell vanishes, and then you just hear this deep booming one just go off again.
Fail the save, you prick.
Rolled a. It's got a 15 overall.
Yeah, it passes. Really need to up my DC.
Like
Yeah.
Sully.
Next level, boys.
I am gonna shoot it again. Do I get sneak attack because Nardor is in his hands?
Think of that because Nardor is
Technically
friendly
conscious.
and conscious.
I'm just trying
Sweet.
not to make it attack me.
Natural 20
Yes!
and 16.
There we go.
Let's
What's
go!
that?
3d6
Do I get
doubled.
346?
You get a total of 66. Sneak attack doubles as
Just
well.
the sneak attack does get out. Cool.
Every dice you roll.
Hang on. 3, 1. Oh my gosh. That's 2 1s so far.
Now, Bryn, imagine if what you had done with your action instead was use part of the grave.
It's not within 30 feet of me.
What's the range on Healing Word?
60.
Is it just +1 still?
Yes.
The plus from the thing doesn't. That's 13 from 66. I rolled 3 1s.
Stephen, you're killing me. The average of that is 19.
So McSully like raises up, draws back with a heroic look in his eye, goes to like aim, slips on a bit of chandelier, it fires off, and just like it takes the little finger off of the Woe Strider, which hurts. Not as
But
much
it
as
doesn't
should
care.
have.
It might
Not
care
as
enough
much
to
as it
attack
should
you.
have. It's its turn, and you just shot one of its fingers off. It just starts like a full 80-foot sprint towards you.
But that used its action. That used its action, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Use its action to sprint.
Is it my turn?
It is now your turn.
Can I try something insane?
Yes.
So repel lets me move an object that is 300 pounds or less.
Right.
How heavy is that chandelier? I want to weaponize the chandelier.
Hang on.
You know it's good when the DM has to Google something.
Let me just Google the weight of a chandelier real quick.
300 pounds is about 150 kilos.
A chandelier can weigh as much as 400 pounds for a number of reasons.
So that's
So I'm going to say
can weigh as much.
I'm going to say you can get about half of the
And this is
chandelier.
quite broken as well. It's had bits come off.
I will give you half a chandelier.
I will take it. I will
Forward and see what happens.
launch the chandelier at the Woe Strider, which I am aware I'm still attached to.
You are very much still attached to this. And that is a lot of stuff you are throwing at it.
I don't care. The power goes off with no strain. I don't know what you want to do here. Does it want to make a dex save? Do you want me to roll an attack?
How does this how does this order usually
When you're
work?
moving an object, it's not about the object being a weapon. I'm just extrapolating it into a weapon because there's a chandelier and it's cool.
I'm gonna have you make a. It's a big chandelier. It's gonna be difficult to avoid. So I'm gonna have it make a dex save. I want you to make one as well at disadvantage
That's entirely
because
fair.
you will also be taking this damage.
I'm gonna fail. Yeah.
It also failed.
How much damage is a chandelier?
I'm gonna give that 5d10.
Bear in mind, this will kill me.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm
yes.
gonna give 5d10.
If it does 32 points of damage, I die.
Don't.
Die.
Don't.
Okay, I'm not gonna die. Very nearly died. That is 25 points of damage, which is my max HP. I just happen to have 7 hit points at the minute, so I don't insta-die.
Like, so as you're there seeing this nightmarish thing scramble across the ceiling towards you,
If I die, you're coming with me, bitch! And I just lash out my hand. There is just blood pouring from eyes and nose at this point. Not sure whether it's from their wounds or from my own exhaustion. And I just pull half a chandelier across the room, crashing into both of us. I go limp in its arms instantly. I don't know what happens to it.
like a chandelier, half of a chandelier, smashes into the ceiling, taking this thing off of its feet, as it scuttles and just scrambles down into a heap.
Does it take fall damage for falling off the roof?
No, because it attaches itself to the roof.
It was worth a shot. I'm unconscious.
It just like it scrambles down like a collection of limbs. Does it keep hold of? It does not keep hold of Nardor's body.
I
As
take a
this
death
thing-
save. That's a death
Let's
save
go.
failure as I fall to the floor.
Yep, as Nardor crashes to the ground. Albert.
Wow. Can I cast Healing Word?
Nardor's body cracks back into place with seven him.
That was a dumb idea.
It's like-
Everything hurts. I'm tired.
It's like that bit in like Deadpool 2 where Deadpool's like fallen off the balcony onto a table, his spine is in half. And Nardor just
I deserve a holiday.
Can I get within 30 feet?
The ceiling's
it
20
went-
foot.
I'm gonna say yes.
Cool, then I'm going to get within 30 feet and curse it.
Stephen, please crit.
I will try.
Because you don't get sneak attack right now, unless you hide first.
What curse are you going with?
I can hide first, can't I?
Yeah,
I'm not with it, I'm on the ground, and I'm dead.
still at the top.
No, I fell. It
Right.
let go
He
of
he
me.
got
You
dropped.
crashed the chandelier into it and it let go of him.
No, I thought it had also fallen. Never mind.
Stephen, if you hide first, you can potentially still get advantage.
Potentially.
That
I
was
can try. My last stealth roll was a 5.
Try again.
So, what was that you used for him? Was that a hex or was it a?
No, it's path to the grave.
Okay.
It's vulnerable to whatever damage it takes next.
Yep. Most certainly.
I'm going to try and hide first
Try and
With
hide.
the distraction of the chandelier.
with a natural 20 stealth roll.
Let's go!
You disappear.
The chandelier happens, it spins round. Where'd he
The
go?
chandelier happens. A piece of the chandelier flows past its eyes. On the other side, clinging to the metal, is
With advantage, I roll 2 19s to hit.
Oh, come on!
it hits. It is a regular hit. Roll your normal damage, so 3.
Yeah, roll 3d6, add 1, and
roll
then double
3d6,
all of
add
that.
1, and that amount is going to be doubled.
Or 6. 10,
Ooh,
11 damage,
22.
doubled.
that was a
22.
+1 as well.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
10 plus 1. So.
Hey, I was hoping the 6 was just on one die.
Yeah, so was I. No, that was a 4 and a 2.
Average.
You loose this arrow. It twists and finds its mark in the side of the creature. A burst of radiant energy goes off inside and blows half the torso away. It staggers, falls to one of its beams, and turns to McStomach. I want the new. And goes to attack the shit out of you because you just shot it.
Yeah, that's fair.
24, 26, and 17.
I am completely fucked with all those. My AC is
Yep.
12.
Can't help it.
Told you I'm squishy.
And you're on the floor.
8. Okay, let me just put this all together.
Yeah, I don't have any resistances, so just shove it together.
The question is, will the first attack take you down?
I didn't hear a word of that, Gethin.
Will the first...
You're muted.
Does the first attack take you down?
So that first attack was 10 points of slashing and 3 points of psychic.
Nope, I'm still up.
Okay, not gonna be killed.
Okay, second attack.
Nope.
9 points of slashing and 2 points of psychic.
That puts me down.
Cool.
Exactly to
attack.
0.
is 2 crit. It is an auto crit.
Yeah.
So 2
Auto
death
crit.
saves.
Wait, third attack?
The third attack
Is it-
gives you 2 death
Third
saves.
attack.
2 death
Yep.
save failures.
Takes 2 death saves off you. As it slashes at one and knocks you sideways, it catches you with the backhand on the other. And just grabs one hand around the face, one hand around the torso, and fights through the torso into the chest. Nardal. You
Okay.
alive?
How's it looking?
It's looking rough.
Do it.
I will find a chunk of other chandelier. There is enough.
Oh,
What?
get me closer.
Fine. I cannot give you advantage on this.
That's fine.
Okay. I will turn to him and just go, you ready?
Do it.
I will hold my action, mentally storing up the energy to use Repel to launch him across the room. As soon as I see his hand is glowing with radiant energy, I will launch him.
Okay, Albert.
It's up the stairs, right?
It's up the stairs.
So I'm going to start sprinting up the stairs 30 feet.
You're
Bonus
about 15 feet away from it.
bonus action spare the dying.
You can't use your bonus action for spare the dying, so McSully is not become stable.
And then I yell, now.
And I take 2 points of strain to launch him 30 feet towards the creature.
Okay. Roll to hit. If you hit, this is going to be a crit because I love this human cannonball idea.
I'm like braced down before I like shove power punch, like shot put mentally up.
And this is at second level.
Roll.
Okay.
You miss, I kill you.
Yeah.
17.
Total.
That just hit.
You see me just kind of like wobble in the air as this is like the first time we've tried this. And I kind of get like a glancing blow, but you just see this.
Roll 8d10 necrotic damage.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I am so close to my maximum strain.
What is your max?
8, I'm on 7.
Oh my gosh.
If I hit 9, I die.
10.
Not death saves, die.
Just die. That's a very lethal feature.
I
You
love
seem
this
to have
class.
taken quite a lot.
Oh, you
using
have
it.
rolled really shit on the D4, that's why.
Yeah, but I'm rolling really hot. 30 from the first 4 dice.
Do you just want to double that?
No, I rolled another 4. I'm doing the math.
Okay.
Plus 28. 58 points of damage.
Like, you get this, like, glancing blow against it. It shrieks in all of your minds as you see it begin to splinter and shatter. The masks beneath turning to dust and crumbling away into splinters. As Albert goes flying off down the corridor, rolling and tumbling his way as he crashes through the exhibit.
I end up on the back, kind of sledding on my shield, unable to control myself in any way.
Make a dex save for me.
Cool. 4.
Is he within 30 feet of me?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, is it?
I'll take
you
2
take
more.
9
I'll
points
risk
of
more
bludgeoning
strain. Fuck it.
You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as you come off your shield and through an exhibit.
Yeah, I'll take that.
But the beast breaks apart into pieces.
It's just like
the
you
round
don't see it
started-
happening because you like skid off. I'm there, just like head down, utterly exhausted. He's unconscious. None of us see it die. No, none of us see it.
It just vanishes.
You hear ripping your guts out on the floor again.
And then you just look up and there's just a burn mark on the wall.
It's just like the silhouette of the creature and then some shattered masks underneath.
As you recover yourself somewhat to hear the faint sirens in the distance of the local watch being called.
We gotta get out of here.
Okay.
Kind of limping back and just healing word at the row.
Let's get out.
We gotta go.
Let's go out the back door. Just stack it. I'm moving at half speed.
I'm not just kind of throwing you over my shoulder and just going.
Let's go.
And that is how our brave people of the Lysander Institute
We need to.
investigated it all
We need
and
to.
made it out alive.
Woo! Oh, some timely crits.
Those things fucked us up.
By the way, I
Well,
have a second level spell left, and that's it.
I'd say I have. If I took one more, I would be on max. Healing would half on me. If I took two more, which would happen if I roll the 1, manifesting a power, I would die. Just gone.
Yep.
This class is so fun, so stressful. The Jesus. No. Thank you very much, Andrew. I think hopefully in future we might run more of these, and the Lysander Institute will return. Until then, see you next time.